morning. Happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day. Hey, give a shout out to all you mothers out there, whoever you are. Yeah, my mom, she passed about a year and a half ago, actually. And I think it's almost exactly a year and a half ago, like today. Yeah, so I love my mother dearly. And I think I'm going to, just right up front, I'm going to share something with you here before I get started on the other, because I want to give a shout out to my mom. So this is, I have it on my laptop computer, so I'm going to be turning back and forth a little bit from the camera, but I want to give this shout out. This is for my mom and to all the beautiful mothers out there who represent. So this one is entitled Ode to the Master Matriarch. And I wrote this on this is the night she died. From the beginning, as the end grows near, I'm with my master, my mom, so dear. She was always a trainer, a model, a friend. As she whispers away, so near the end. As her angels await, and God in her eyes, the goddess is present as her spirit flies. She took every ride that life offered her, and used every token just to be sure. Now is that moment. This is the time. The party has started. She spent her last dime. The sarcasm is waning, and she's slipping away. It's a good day to die. So Pat flew away. So that was my mother Pat. Now, the reason I'm bringing up my mother Pat, for a couple reasons. One is Mother's Day. So I want to give a shout out to my mom and all the rest of you moms, as I said. But my mom was the straight deal. My mom did, I didn't fall far from the tree. My mother and my father, my father was a little more, maybe a little more covert, where my mother was a little more overt. And she, had a great wit and, a tendency towards sarcasm. And, just called things as she saw it. So that was my mom. And I learned a lot from my mom. She was a trainer. See, I totally believe that, none of my family at this point, they just don't even seem to want to talk to me. They don't respond to anything. They don't like anything. They don't comment on anything. Nobody calls me. Nothing. Zero. Okay. That's my entire family. Okay. So I'm used to that. It's nothing new to me, but, the urine therapy just went over the line, as far as they're concerned. Like, I'm drinking my own pee. I must have totally lost it. But I know my mother would have not done that, had she still been around. I know I could have talked to her openly and honestly. She would have done research. She would have looked into it. She would have had all sorts of questions, because that's my mother. Now, yesterday, there was one of my friends here on YouTube and Facebook posted something on Flat Earth and started getting all this flack from people, degrading her and giving her all sorts of condescending comments, and it was ridiculous, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because, I defended her honor, number one. I believe in the same thing, number two. But more importantly, hey, if you don't agree with somebody, well, why shame? What makes you so superior? What makes your beliefs so critically important that you have to shame somebody else because of their thoughts, their beliefs, their commitment, their compassion? Who the hell are you? And I mean you being anybody, okay? I'm not pointing the fingers at anybody. I'm just saying that it just doesn't seem right that a person can't express their own opinion, especially on their own Facebook page. What the hell? And then I made a comment on another page, and then I was requested not to talk about urine therapy because there's a hideout involved. And I thought, well, okay, respect, all respect. But, people are living in fear of being themselves. There's just something wrong. If you can't just be yourself and live up to your commitment to the things that you choose for fear of repercussion of other people, well, you're going to be a prisoner your whole life. You're just entrapped, trapped in your own mind. And that's just too bad. It shouldn't have to be that way. People shouldn't have to live in fear just to be themselves and express their outlooks, opinions, perspectives. I mean, what's up with that? That's just not right. So, I pray for everybody. I love everybody. I do. I mean, I don't have to agree with everybody. I don't have to like everybody. But I love everybody, and that's true. I just have an unconditional love. And I realize everybody's in this human experiment. And not some people just aren't doing so well. They're somehow failing the class. And on Schoolhouse Earth, all things are repeated until learned. That's just the MO. That's the way it rolls. And especially if you think you got it all figured out at some point, it's time to put the dunce cap on and go to the back of the room. Start over. It's all a process. Life is just about learning and loving. Love yourself, big time. Learn to love and respect yourself. Honor your decisions. Now, when I first went vegan, I could tell right away, oh God, now my brother's a vegan, and like, oh God, now I'm going to have to hear about, my meat eating. Then I quit drinking and quit smoking. And, I've gone from vegan to Peegan, and I like that one. Go Peegan. Yeah. Love yourself. Drink your pee. Hey, I'll drink to that. Here's to you, Mom. Yeah, I went from vegan to Peegan, and I'm happy about it. Best decision I ever made in my life. And if you're still hiding out because you're drinking pee, I think it's time to come out of the closet. I mean, what are you afraid of? Judgment? What other people are going to think, how your people are going to treat you. Well, if that's your fear, you'll live in that fear for the rest of your life. You'll be a prisoner of that fear forever. And you'll never truly be happy because you'll be living out of some obligation, to appease people, to make them feel better. God forbid that we should do something that offends somebody. Oh, shit. What have we done now? Well, I just don't live in that paradigm, and I choose not. That's just not who I am. And so I'm going to close out with another poem. I wanted to give that shout out to my mom. But this one is entitled Pure Spirit is Real. And this also comes from my book. It's, very old. But nothing's old in comparative time. It's all relative, I suppose. So this is Pure Spirit is Real. I fell asleep dreaming about a new land. Everything changed and I was a new man. A different scenario of what I'd become. All that I was, now was all gone. The dream was so real, I was totally free from every addiction created by me. No smoking, no drinking or drugs that I tried. Just spiritual communion with God deep inside. I had no abuses or worries or shame. No burdens or judgments and no fear or blame. The world was a paradise. I was never alone. Because the same light was shining in everyone's home. God was so present, everyone kissed. No violence or drama, just spiritual bliss. I know I was dreaming, but here's the deal. I think God was showing me that pure spirit is real. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So anyway, go Peegan. Show yourself some love. If you're going to drink pee, do it. Share it. Talk about it. Don't be shameful about it. Be proud of it. be in the know. You're in the know. You know what's going on. You're onto something. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't hide it. Express it. And with all that being said, boom, you just been loved. Peace out, everybody. Love you. Ha ha. Boom. Do you get it? You just been loved.